Hello, this is Jeremy from block70.com, and I'm going to show you how to do treasure hunts in Upland and some resources to help you along the way. I'm in Kansas City. I have a pretty good presence here. Username's Jeremy Miller. And what I start with is I go out to this upxland.me, and I'm going to go down here to find my send, and this will find free sends that are close to me. So the last thing you want to do is go treasure hunting and not have enough sends and get stuck without them. So what I did here is I clicked on this address, it copies it to the clipboard, and then I can go to find down here, throw it in here, click on the address, and it will take me straight there. This is not a good address because it should light up blue. So every once in a while it does that. I'm going to take the next one on the list. And here it is. See that one? You can see there's a blue property that I own. So now when I scroll out here, there's a send right here. Now I can send here to my property since I'm in the city of Kansas City. My Explorer can travel within the same city. The only problem is this thing's going to keep trying to go different directions. So if you've got patience, you can keep sending here and waiting for the directional pattern to change where it's going in the direction towards the Explorer. I am going to send directly here. It's going to cost me 20 epics. Just so, I only have 3 sends left. I might not do that. That's going to be a change of plans. I need to build up some sends before I just start giving them away if they're that bad. So I'll show you how I go about getting those. So see, it's going left. So I'll have to continue to do send until which point it starts going in the right direction. Now that looks more what we want. See how that's on path. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be somewhat close to get this. So that is now on path. You know, if I click this right now, it's not close enough quite yet. So while I'm traveling, we'll check out, looks like an apartment building here that is built. So Upland does allow you to, essentially Upland, you can buy and sell properties, flip properties. You can buy and hold properties, put houses on them, put service buildings on them. And with the introduction of residents, what they call uppies, they will be people that will live in a city, in a house, and be available to work at certain places that are set up, like libraries and businesses and a police department, fire department, you name it. These different business structures that are set up in the game, these uppies will be able to work at. So they're developing something now that seems closer to like a SimCity approach, but then maybe a combination of Sims, because you will be able to, and see, I clicked on that, I was able to grab that send. So I'm going to go here to the next location. And we'll scroll out to make sure I can actually see a send, and I can. So I will send here. So the uppies are going to improve the game, make it more interactive. It's really going to be what the game has needed for a while, but they needed to get developed first, quite honestly. So Now, a lot of people have houses and so forth, and with them just introducing businesses to the game, that element is now present in the game, and so that allows you to, I'll show you, that allows you to start having interactions in real world society or virtual world society that feels real, right? So there's what I have is newspaper stand. There's a hot dog kiosk, bus stop, electronics store, cinnamon bun stand, community center, hotel, pharmacy, and the list goes on. So there's different things, different places people can work. There's different places people can go. And that I think is really the full idea of the uppies, the residents, is to give some personality to the game, some more personality. All right. So if you want to see how many sends you have, the easiest way to do it is just click on a property and click the send button, and it's going to say you have 8 sends left. So I do like to go into starting to treasure hunt with about 10 or 11 sends. So I'm going to check out one more property. I'll probably do a send direct on this one, meaning I'll go directly to the property instead of going to my blue property and just pay the whatever the UPX is to do it, as long as it's not extravagant. So this is 50 UPX. I'm not touching that. 25 is tempting, but when I can get it for 15, I'm going to do that. So I can get this. These are close enough where I can grab that, even though it's not directly on that property. Shout out to Sir Fusion for not massively scalping me there. And that just took a minute to kind of register. So I only had a net gain of 1 because I had to use 1 send to get here. So I'm going to want 1 more, and then we can begin the treasure hunt. Go right there. Zoom out. Should be here. But it's not always, and that's the, okay, so it's right here. So again, I'm going to look at doing a direct send. 20 UPX is fine. Takes me down to 8 sends, so I was 9, now 8. Hopefully this is 2 sends, and if that's the case, I will start the treasure hunt. If it's not the case, I'll probably start the treasure hunt. Okay, 3, so that's good. So to start this treasure hunt, I'm going to click on treasures down here. Before I do that, one setting I would recommend setting is on the settings when you click this to scroll down here, and I like to get rid of enhanced graphics, 3D graphics, FSA markers, and this, and then even other explorers. So this makes the game a lot quicker if you have lag in the internet connection. And then I'll turn that on when I'm done. So to start a treasure hunt, we'll go down there, we'll click treasures. The first hunt is free, so we'll spawn free, click spawn for free, and that will get us started. So now I am going to click on the property that I'm close to here. I will click on the treasure button, and it says I need to go up. And it's kind of got a semi-slow arrow. Kansas City, I know the city here. I like to take a divide and conquer approach. I'm going to go up to the river and see if it's north or south of the river. Since I have my own properties, it doesn't cost me sends to, or a send fee to do this, which is really nice. It's not really practical for most people to treasure hunt in Kansas City if they don't have this. So this says south, so I know it's south of the river. That takes like half of Kansas City now out of the mix. I'm going to go down to about 50th Street, and we'll cut it a little short. I'll go to 45th Street since I don't have anything there. Again, divide and conquer. I think I was 80 or 90th Street to start, so this is right in the middle of those. I'll hit treasure. It's just being a little buggy there. Okay, see how this arrow is going quicker, so I know it's close. I'm going to go down 10 more streets. Or not. Yes. I'll go over this way. And let's see if that puts us close. I like to get to a point where I know a treasure is in between two spots. So this has to go to the left here. And so I am going to go all the way over to the left. Not all the way over, but I'm going to go quite a ways to the left. Send there. Always keep an eye on the clock. I got about 2 minutes, 52 seconds left. So I'm not in desperation mode or anything. That arrow's a little quicker, and it's saying to go down and to the right. So that's good. We go down to this one, about 5 streets down. This should be close. I would think this would be close, but we'll see. Okay, that red arrow blinking quick means you're close, but it's not going as quick as it can go. So what I do is I see how many clicks I can get out of this thing. So that looks like it's straight across here. This is too far away to grab it, but I can probably hit this one. Yeah. You try this one. Yeah. So I'll give it a minute. And that arrow's quick enough where it's pointing, it's pointing, it's pointing, and then it's straightened out, and then it gets to a point where it goes real fast. So I'm going to send it right 20. I'm going to send it right here and just see if that's it. That should be so close. That's the first send I've used, so that's very reasonable in send terms. Oh, I overshot it. Okay. See how fast that's going now. So you know it's probably this one here. Once it lets me, I'm gonna let this travel naturally just to show you. I'm running out of time, so they gotta do that to you. So that one's there. This one's up. It's gotta be here. How much do they want? 20. I'll do it. Right, there's the treasure. So these treasures can be up to 3,300 UPIX. This one, they're mostly 120 and 166, with most of them being 120. But you're really hunting for that big treasure. That's a 251's a pretty good one. So it didn't cost me anything for the first hunt. I spent 40 UPIX. I netted out 211 UPIX. So nice little turn there. Treasures. I'm going to do another treasure hunt here. And get that underway. Spawn, spawn, check. And it's going. So I will click here close. Not close enough. System will correct you. That's why I hate about these. That's why I turn explorers off for others explorers when I'm doing this. That is so slow. That arrow is very slow. So I'm going up past the river this time, probably up here to even start at 46th Street above the river. Might shoot us up more. Yep. That arrow's a little quicker though, and it was kind of up this way to the left a little bit. So we will go up here, and that's not far enough. It might not be far enough. I'm going up further. That arrow's pretty slow still. I'm fine being in the middle. So if this winds up being in between 46th and 90th Street, I'll know it's in between these two at least. Okay, so this says down and to the right. That's a quick arrow. Probably go down about 10 streets, maybe. Yeah, I'll hit one of these. Check this out. Okay, this is telling me to go kind of more straight across. So I have a property that's straight across. So I'll hit that one. Again, the big thing in the game is to know your city. If you know your city, that's going to help you a lot when you're going to do treasure hunting. So I know the map in Kansas City has streets that basically go from First Street all the way up to like 120th Street, I think, and north of the river. And then south of the river, it goes from about First Street all the way down to like 152nd Street. So knowing that information is very helpful and can be very helpful. I think we're close here, 82nd Street, and then we're going to go right, and then I probably don't have a property. I'll probably have to use a send. Don't think I have anything. Got 2 minutes left. Yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to shoot for right here. There's a lot around here, so and hope that's 20 epics, and it is. So I will do that. And let's see if I'm close. Okay, so I'm in between this here. Highland is what this cross street is, and here. So I'm going to go right in the middle and probably hit right here. Might have got too close. We'll see. Yep, I did. So I got too close now. It's hard to not cheat, but it's hard to. These properties are unminted, so you can't click on them to get directional guidance. So that's kind of a pain. So I'm going to send to here. I didn't even check the price. I got 35 seconds left. Okay, I got to stop gallivanting around here and actually do something. Arrow up, quick. Arrow up, quick. It's here. It's got to be here. Hurry up, computer. Okay, got it. When I'm doing the videos, it's not. I'm not in the same state of or freedom of mind. So 166. So we should have been profitable there. I didn't even track what the last couple cost. It looks like I barely broke even. And with that said, I will do one more treasure hunt and we'll call it good. So I'll spawn one more. Click OK. Right now, the challenge is to do 5 standard treasure hunts and find 5 treasures. Just find 5 treasures total. So you'll want to do that if you want to increase your earnings percentage, your multiplier. All right. What I would do what I'll do sometimes is go to a property that has a send close. So if you're newer to the game and you're short on sends, you can use this type of strategy. So and send to here. And yeah, it cost you 20 epics. And you go for I went from 5 to 4 sends, but I'm also collecting 2 sends, which can be like 6 sends sometimes. So that can help you in the send shortage. Okay, I see that I need to go southeast of the river, probably go down to about 50th, 40th Street, I don't know. 51st it is. Again, you could send up there and grab that. I'll send to my own property because it's free and does not use a send. Click this. Click treasure. Okay, it's northwest. Up this way. So I will go up this way to about 20, whatever this is. 25th. Right, we'll check this out. Treasure up and to the right. We know it's north of 25th Street now. And divide and conquer. I'll hit 12th. That's half of 25. Down. So we know it's between 12th and 25th Street at this point. So we can go down to, that's too far. I'll go down to 17th Street. So if you go to a city like Jersey, then that's smaller and you can kind of navigate around and find treasures quicker, most likely. We're between 17th and 12th is what this is telling me, so I'll go right here. Just happen to have stuff right in the middle, which is extremely convenient. A minute 58 on the clock. It's like 1 minute and I go into desperation mode, and 1:30 is kind of like the warning. Okay, so it says go straight across here. So I'm going to go straight across to this one. If it says I went too far, then we know it's between this property and this property, in between here most likely. Okay, so it says slightly down. So I'm going to go right here, kind of in the middle. I think right here, there's so much stuff. I'm not paying 50. I'll pay 20. I might have went too far. That's pretty close, but we'll see. Might have overshot it though. Computer's hosed. I'll refresh the browser. Hit the little checker box to go right to your property, your block, pawn piece. Okay, we're close. That's good. Up, over. Oh, give me that one. That's amazing. Well, that's quick. And there it is. That's all for treasure hunting. Like, follow, comment if you have any questions, need some help, want something specific, be glad to provide it. And I'll put a link to the game below to sign up. And I'll also leave you with block70.com, our website, DPen, crypto, good stuff. Have a good one. Thanks.